Hi guys, welcome to Math with Mr. Huston. Today we're going to do section 3-3, mean, median, and mode. So first off, we have to start with some definitions. Measures of central tendency. It's your mean, median, and mode. So it's what the title is. The mean. There's two ways you can think of it. If you know what an average is, that's what it is. So you find your average. If you don't know what an average is, it's the sum of all the data values divided by the number of data values. Next one's median. It's the middle value when the data values are listed from least to greatest. Very important there. The mode is the data value that shows up most often. The range is the largest data value minus the smallest data value. And an outlier is a data value that is much greater or much smaller than the other values. So if we get down here, we have four parts to this problem. We need to find the three measures of central tendency. We have to find the range, we have to identify any outliers, and we have to say which measure of central tendency best describes the data set. So we'll start with number one. We have to find the measures of central tendency. Now if we remember, the measures of central tendency are the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay, so for median, we have to line them up least to greatest. And now we have to cross off. So its easiest way to do it is just cross one off the end of each side until you get down to the middle. So we keep doing that. Cross one, cross one, cross one, cross one. We have two in the middle. So the way we find a median when we have an even number of data values is we take the middle of those two numbers. So the middle of 11 and 12 is 11.5. So there's my median. Okay, the mode is your next easiest one to do. We have to look, so we need to find the one that shows up the most. We have 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 6, so we have 2 8s, a 10, 11, 12, 2 14s, and 2 20s. So the mode is the value that shows up the most, but we have three values that show up twice each. So we actually have three modes. We have an 8, a 14, and a 20. To find the mean, we have to average these, so we have to add them all up. So if we add all of those up, we get 199, and then we have to divide by the number of data values. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We divide that by 14, our answer will be 14.21428. And I'm going to round that to 14.2. So we have my mean, we have my median, we have my mode. So we found our three measures of central tendency. The next part is to find the range. The range is my largest value minus my smallest value. So my largest value is 53. My smallest value is 2. So my range is 51. Step 3 was identify any outliers. So if you remember, an outlier is a value that is much bigger or much smaller than most of my values. So we look, I go 2, 3, 6, 8, 8, 10, those are all about the same. 11, 12, 14, 14, 18, 20, 20, those are all about the same. And then we jump to 53. So an outlier would be 53. And what an outlier does is it messes with our mean. So we take all of these numbers that are in a very close range, and then we add one that's extremely far away, and it adds a huge jump for our range. And it adds a huge jump for our mean. So if we go down to number 4 now, we have to say which measure of central tendency best describes the data set. So measures of central tendency are mean, median, and mode, not the range, not the outlier. So if I look, we had three modes. So that really wouldn't help me with that. If I look up my mean, I have 14.22. That ends me somewhere about here. It's not really what we want. That's more towards the higher side. So if we have an outlier, it messes with the mean. So we cross that off. Let's look at the median. Median was 11.5, so that happened to be right in the middle. So our measure of central tendency that best describes this data set would be the median. So we have to check, make sure we answered all our parts. The three measures of central tendency, mean 14.2, median 11.5, and mode, we had three of them. One was answered. 2, find the range. Range, our highest minus our lowest was 51, we have that. 3, any outliers? We agreed 2 wasn't too bad, but 53 was way out there. And then 4 was which measure of central tendency best describes the data set. We said median. That's it for this lesson, guys. Thank you. Have a great night.